A very good evening to all of you. I hope you are preparing well for your PG entrance examination. So today we are going to take physiology. Please keep your pen and paper ready. Make lots and lots of notes. Keep your attention on the multiple choice questions and keep answering in the chat box. It will be helpful for me. And let us begin. Glands are classified depending upon their mode of secretion. Sebaceous gland is an example of which of the following type of gland? A. Eccrine gland, B. Apocrine gland, C. Holocrine gland, D. Paracrine gland. Now, sebaceous glands are holocrine glands. What are holocrine glands? Holocrine glands are those in which the cell, after filling with secretory product, dies and is expelled along with its content. The cell dying and it is expelled along with the content. Then what are eccrine glands? Eccrine glands are those in which secretory product is expelled by exocytosis. Example, sweat gland involved in thermoregulation and receiving cholinergic sympathetic innervation. Then apocrine glands. Apocrine glands are those in which the secretory product accumulates in the apical cytoplasm and is expelled out by pinching of the apical plasma membrane. Example of apocrine gland is mammary gland and apocrine type of sweat gland that are active after puberty and are found in the skin of axilla and around the genital organs. So the correct option here is holocrine gland. Ruffini end organ is associated with sensation of A. Sustained pressure, B. Heat, C. Touch, D. None of the above. Ruffini end organ is associated with sensation of A. Sustained pressure, B. Heat, C. Touch, D. None of the above. Now, Meissner corpuscle are dendrites encapsulated in the connective tissue and respond to changes in texture and slow vibration. Merkel cells are expanded dendritic heads and they respond to sustained pressure. Ruffini corpuscles are enlarged dendritic endings with elongated capsule. They respond to sustained pressure. Pacinian corpuscle consists of unmyelinated dendritic endings of sensory nerve fibers encapsulated by concentric lamellae of connective tissue that give the organ of appearance of cocktail onion. These responses to deep pressure and fast vibration. So the correct option here is Ruffini end organ is associated with sensation of sustained pressure. Which of the following statement regarding lower esophageal sphincter is true? It has no tonic activity. It has a tone which is provided by sympathetic system. It relaxes on increasing abdominal pressure. It relaxes ahead of peristaltic wave. What happens during swallowing when the peristaltic waves sweep down the esophagus? The gastroesophageal sphincter relaxes so that the bolus of food can pass into the stomach. Now the distance of lower esophageal sphincter from upper incisor is 37.5 centimeter. The lower esophageal center is tonically active but relaxes on swallowing. The lower esophageal center is tonically active but relaxes on swallowing. So the correct option here is D. Relaxes ahead of peristaltic. Depressor reflex, Bejoil-Jerris reflex produced by which of the following stimulus? A. Atrial overload, B. Myocardial infarction, C. Ventricular distension, D. Isotonic exercise. Now, ventricular distension can produce a powerful depressor reflex called Peugeot-Jewish reflex. Vagal afferents of this cardiopulmonary reflex are also stimulated by chemical stimulus. Example, prostanoids, cytokinins, serotonin, and classically veratrum alkaloids. The central connections for this reflex are in the nucleus tractus solitarius, which has both sympathetic and parasympathetic synapses. So the correct option here is C, ventricular distension. Direct Fick method for measuring cardiac output requires the estimation of oxygen content of arterial blood, oxygen consumption per unit time, arteriovenous oxygen difference, D, all of them. Primitive red cells first originate in the early embryonic life in the A, liver, B, yolk sac, C, bone marrow, D, spleen. Direct Fick method and indicator dilution method are used for measuring the cardiac output. The Fick principle states that amount of a substance taken up by organ or by whole body per unit of time is equal to arterial level of substance minus the venous level times the blood flow. Both arterial and mixed venous, which is equal to pulmonary artery blood flow, must be sampled in this method. The principle can be used to determine cardiac output by measuring the amount of oxygen consumed by the body. Now coming to this question, primitive red cells. Primitive red cells. The correct option here is yolk sac. Now why yolk sac we will see. During embryogenesis what happens? Hematopoiesis occurs in the extraembryonic yolk sac. The fetal liver, the thymus and the preterm marrow. The origin of hematopoietic cell is closely tied to granulation, the formation of mesodermal cells and to the emergence of endothelial lineage. Hematopoiesis is first established soon after implantation of blastocyst, with the appearance of primitive erythroid cells in the blood, islands of yolk sac beginning at the day 18 of gestation. Primitive red cells derived from yolk sac constitute a distinct transient erythroid lineage that differs from definitive red cells that subsequently mature in the fetal liver and marrow. So the correct option here is B, yolk sac. The nucleus involved in Papage circuit is the nucleus involved in Papage circuit is anterior nucleus of thalamus. Broca's area is concerned with Broca's area is concerned with Broca's area is concerned with word formation. Stability of alveoli is maintained by increase in alveolar surface by the surfactant. Increase in alveolar surface area by the surfactant. Pancreatic juice rich in water and electrolyte, poor in enzyme is secreted in response to pancreatic juice rich in water and electrolyte, poor in enzyme is secreted in response to. It is secreted in response to secretin. Correct option here is C. Small intestinal peristalsis is controlled by. Correct option is myenteric plexus. Ovarian reserve is best indicated by FSH. Which of the following, which of these is not a part of extracellular matrix? It is integrin is not a part of extracellular matrix. All of the following occur in mitochondria. Citric acid cycle occurs. B. Glycogenolysis. C. Fatty acid oxidation. D. Electron transport chain. Electron transport chain, fatty acid oxidation, citric acid cycle, that is Krebs cycle occurs in mitochondria, except glycogenolysis. QRS complex is due to ventricular depolarization. Maximum amniotic fluid is at 36 weeks. Aortic valve closure corresponds to beginning of isovolumetric relaxation. Physiological change in leukocyte number in pregnancy is neutrophilic leukocytosis. Coronary blood flow is maximum during which phase of cycle? It is isovolumetric relaxation phase. Shivering is controlled by posterior hypothalamus. Sleep center is located in hypothalamus. Aromatides produce estrogen from progesterone. Weber-Fechner is law to intensity of stimulation and sensation felt. Cells most sensitive to hypoxia are neurons. Beta-2 transferrin is found in the CSF. So let us once again revise all the questions. Primitive red cell first originate in the early embryonic life in the yolk sac. The nucleus involved in Pappage circuit is the anterior nucleus of hypothalamus. Broca's area is concerned with word formation. Stability of alveoli is maintained by increase in alveolar surface area by surfactant. Pancreatic juice rich in water and electrolyte poor in enzyme is secreted in response to secretin. Small intestinal peristalsis is controlled by mind reflexes. Ovarian reserve is best indicated by FSH. Which of the following is not a part of extracellular matrix? Integrins. All of the following occur in mitochondria: citric acid cycle, fatty acid oxidation, electron transport chain, except glycogenesis. QRS complex is due to ventricular depolarization. Maximum amniotic fluid is seen in C, 36 weeks. Aortic valve closure corresponds to isovolumetric relaxation. Physiologic change in leukocyte membrane in pregnancy is neutrophilic leukocytosis. Coronary blood flow is maximum during which phase of cycle? Isovolumetric relaxation phase. Shivering is controlled by posterior hypothalamus. Sleep center is located in the hypothalamus. Aromatase is produced estrogen from progesterone. Weber-Fechner's law is due to intensity of stimulus and sensation felt. Cells most sensitive to hypoxia are neurons. Beta-2 transferrin is found in CSF.